Hey, what's up? Welcome to Toastcast, the official podcast of ConnectCon. Of course, the big District 14 conference in Atlanta, Peachtree City, April 25th and 26th. And as you know, we are talking to people that are going to be presenting our keynote, our presenters, and just individuals as part of the District 14 conference. Now, I kind of have a twofer here because he is a member of District 14, a division director, and he's also doing a presentation at the conference. I want to welcome Mr. Larry McClelland. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having me.
It's good to see you again, as always, my brother. Now, did I say your last name correct?
Say it again.
Close? Well, you say it. How about that?
Larry McClelland.
McClelland. Okay, there we go. I did not get it right the first time. And you knew that, but it's all good. Listen, Larry, it's good to see you. Always, see you at our different meetings at Toastmasters clubs. You're an absolute professional. I see here on your bio, I want to thank you for your service to our country. Looks like you served 24 years in the U.S. Army, man. So we thank you for your years of service, man. I always tell service people sometimes when I see them on a bus or if I see them in a subway or wherever I see them, I generally try to, if we catch any kind of eye contact, I say thank you for your service, man, because I really think without you guys, who knows where we would be.
Awesome. Thank you.
Tell us what you're going to be talking about. I know it's about marketing and marketing kits. That's your presentation. Can you give us a brief overview of what you're going to be talking about? And then I got a few specific questions with regards to that.
All right. Thank you. I'll be talking about speaker media kits. Speaker media kits. Now, as a paid speaker or a public speaker or a keynote speaker or panel discussion speaker, anything in the capacity that you're going to be speaking, whoever's hosting the event is going to want to know what are your credentials leading you up to this point in your journey and or your move to become a speaker or a paid speaker. That thing operates as sort of like your business card to your speaking credibility. So speaker media kits involve things such as videos, books, articles, blogs, anything that relates to the topic of discussion that you will be speaking upon. We as a host need to know those things, and we can also use your social media channels, your websites, your videos, and all those things for marketing material. It all comes together when there is a well-oiled marketing event that hosts it, and it also gives that motivational theory that everyone needs to say, hey, I'm gonna go buy a ticket.
Mm-hmm. So let me ask you a question. Is it important to, when you send out your kit, because we used to call them electronic press kits back in the day, because it incorporated some media, some air checks. My background is in the radio business, so I always look at it from that aspect. How important is it when you're sending your media kit to include any personal stuff like family background, family beliefs, or is it best just to keep that totally separate? What do you advise?
Now, if it's important to the topic of discussion, I would say add it. If it's not important to the topic of discussion, I would say, hey, mention it in one sentence or so, and then move away from it. Because you really want, say for instance, if there is a event that's about leadership and development, you want that speaker media kit to be tailored toward your credentials in the leadership development arena. Those speaker media kits, in today's society and the technology that we have, we could change those things daily. You always want to make it look like you are the best one for the job. And with doing that, your speaker media kit will never be complete. It will always be in a position where it can be upgraded at any given time.
That's great advice. So it sounds to me like it's a living
Yes.
media kit. So it's not like something that you send out in just a package of just papers per se, but these media kits actually have a living source back someplace where if you update it on that, you don't have to worry about the person who got the kit because it's going to be updated live.
Yes.
What kind of stuff? What kind of programs do you recommend to do that?
For videos, I recommend things like Adobe, Final Cut, Vimeo,
Mm-hmm.
YouTube, all those things where it could be clickable. Most media kits in today's technology world is all like a PDF document. The PDF document or a document, like you stated a moment ago, as a live document that when you update it, then your the company or the host that's receiving it, they will also see the updated data. When that happens, you could always be tip top shape and super sharp.
Awesome. So when you're putting, if you don't mind my asking, when you're putting your media kit together, obviously you have some of your speaking opportunities where people have seen you speak on stage. You may have a bio. You may have a little bit about your background, and without giving up too much sauce, because obviously I don't want you to give up all the sauce. We want people to come to our event April 24th, April 25th and 26th. So I don't want you to give up all the sauce, all the juice. But if you can tell us, is there a particular order of things, like, give us a little bit of that, like what goes first, what goes second, what goes third, and
Well,
why is it important for it to be in that particular order?
well, the first things first is name and what topics that you are professional at. That is like intro.
Mm-hmm.
Then you want, are you a author, a published author? What books have you written? And you need clickable links to those books. And all that could be is a link that's directing it right directly to Barnes and Nobles, Books a Million, Amazon, those type.
Mm-hmm.
Then if you have any videos that will speak to the topic of leadership that you have presented to in the past, a live video capture of that video, a link going to that to show them, hey, this is how he or she performs on stage. This is how they do their presentation. Then if you have any blogs, interviews, and podcasts, and say for instance, or you if you are involved in research and study in leadership or research and study in whatever the topic is,
Mm-hmm.
links to show that this is where, hey, the credible source came from. Just like when you're writing a book report or essay in school, works cited page, it's basically a reflection of a works cited page. What references can I relate to make sure that this is what we want in our event, and how can we market it? Then
You mentioned. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
and then you also want on there your social media channels to show, hey, here's what he is about or she is about. Here's how they live their daily life, etc. That will be able to show them that, hey, I too am a normal citizen.
You giving up a lot of sauce. You gave up a lot of
Yes,
sauce right there.
but
Maybe a little bit too much. You sprinkled a little bit too much, but that's okay. That's good. I'm sure there's going to be other things that you're going to unveil. Now, one of the things that I clearly heard you say was, if you have a, should you have a book? If you have a book, it appears to me, and I don't have a book yet. I got a lot of history, but is it true from your perspective that if you have a book, you're an established author, or at least an author, maybe you sold 10 copies to your family, does that elevate your presence a little bit more in the speaking world?
yes, because most time when you go, like say for instance, I go to an event at a Rotary Club or a Chamber of Commerce, when we're speaking there, if I'm opening, if I'm middle ways, or if I'm keynote, I need outside in the lobby where all the vendors are. I need a booth that has my book being sold, or or a QR code on a tripod that show, hey, here's where I can go buy his books. Because let's say for instance, I'm on stage and I'm speaking,
Mm-hmm.
and the people are really enjoying the content that I'm giving them. How could I reach out to them later? All
Right.
of that is on at that booth inside the vendor hall, so that they can get to it. Now, most people would say that your book is part of your business card to your business. If you're in a public speaking business, you know,
Mm-hmm.
here's how it makes the dollar move. Speaking, I'm getting paid. Two, the vendor booth is outside and I'm selling books. And even if I don't sell as many books or merchandise that I want to sell that particular day, go to my link and hear how you can recover and be able to buy all those products and merchants that I have.
That's what it's about. I mean, it's about helping the people, but it's also about, as we say, making money.
Oh,
And
yeah.
you can't make money if you don't have some good marketing material. So this is great. We are talking to Larry. Larry is a division director for Division C, District 14. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever gone up on stage and not necessarily bombed, but just didn't connect? This is more like a personal experience for you. I'm curious, if one, if that's ever happened, and two, how do you recover from that?
Yes, it happened to the best of us sometime. There were a time, and I think I was in Huntsville, Alabama, and speaking. And when I got there on stage, it's like blank went in.
Mm.
Now, how do I reconnect? Because I got to give them 45 minutes because they paid me for 45 minutes of public speaking.
Right.
So here's how Toastmasters come in play. Impromptu speaking, thinking on my feet. I'll just pick a topic that probably relate to the people that are generally assembled here, and I'll have an open dialogue. Dialogue is discussion with the audience, a member or two in the audience, and hopefully, and in the past, that have brought me back to what my steps are in speaking. Now, the other thing that most paid gigs, it is so well orchestrated that you have these computer monitors, not computer monitors, visual televisions on the floor of the stage, up
Mm-hmm.
in the back of the stage where you can see it from. That I learned that having a slideshow presentation keeps me balanced when I'm out public speaking. Now, also, that will swing it back to that speaker media kit. And you're right, I'm giving up too much sauce.
It's all good, man. It's good stuff. It's good stuff.
You're gonna have to
The cool part is everybody might not catch the Toastcast, so it'll be the first time. And as I'm sure you know, when you get up, sometimes we have to repeat things 3 or 4 times in 10 different arenas. And every time we do it, it's going to be a little bit different. So it's going to be a little bit different sauce than what people are hearing right now. So go ahead, my brother.
yeah. And the thing also that I will add to that is you're gonna need an outline of what you're going to speak about, because if it's a well-made brand that you're speaking at, let's say for instance you're going into Amazon to speak at with Amazon about leadership in business, or to speak at CVS about leadership in business. Before you come there, they're going to already have a training emphasis that they want to focus in on.
Mm-hmm.
Your outline of speech is going to have to be about what their training event is before they even hire you to speak.
Mm-hmm.
That is also could be an attachment to your kit, that this is the topics and this is the things that I talk about with these type of speeches.
That's a golden nugget right there, because a lot of times if you have an opportunity to present, it sounds to me like you're doing the pre-work. You're calling to find out, hey, what is the goal? Who are you trying to reach? And then when you're doing your presentation, because I'd imagine there are several people that may have to go through the approval process on you even coming to speak.
Mm-hmm.
So if you call in advance, find out what they're looking for, then you can put that as part of your presentation, if that's what I'm hearing correctly.
Yes, absolutely.
And so tell me a little bit about storytelling. How important is storytelling in the kit? As an example, I know some people who may send stuff out and it's just pure facts. This is my accomplishments. This is where I've spoke. This is what I've done. But there also, I would imagine, should be some storytelling in there, or maybe not. I don't know. So this is really a question. Should there be some storytelling? Like, this is some of the things that I've gone through that I personally overcame to be successful. Is there a separation piece there? Do they merge together? Depends on who it's going to? How do you plot that out, Larry?
So here's the thing that I like about Toastmasters. Toastmaster teaches us to be storytellers.
Mm.
When people come listen to a keynote, when they come listen to a panel discussion or a lecture, they don't want to hear all information. They want to hear the story. The story gives them attention. It motivates them. It pulls them in. It drives them saying, hey, I too can do that.
Mm-hmm.
And when you share your story, no matter how magniful it you think it is, or how less you think it is, somebody always are in that particular level or part of their journey.
Yes.
So sharing your story in an intimate way will also always make the story more memorable. And anytime you can share a story with someone, you're going to relate to someone. And if you can relate to someone, then we help each other. We learn together, we grow together.
Now, I heard you reference Toastmasters as being a very important part of that. I see from your resume or from your bio that you've had several different positions. Can you tell us a little bit more about your Toastmasters journey? Like, why did you join Toastmasters? Why are you a part of that particular club, which is an amazing club? You can shout them out. Are
Yep.
you a member of multiple clubs? So tell us about your Toastmaster experience.
Well, when I was in the military, I was exposed to Toastmasters because it was a part of professional growth in some units.
Mm-hmm.
Now, being a leader, senior leader in the first sergeant that had multiple missions going on, every time I got ready to dive deep into into Toastmasters, it was always something that pulled me and snagged me away from that opportunity in time. So when I retired, I started and brought my I brought my business here. I started a business in Texas, and I brought the business here to Atlanta because Atlanta is entertainment, and that's what my overall arching mission is in my business is merging entertainment with business.
Mm-hmm.
And I had that first sergeant mentality, directive, right?
Right.
And I started to lose business contracts and or profit opportunities because of my directness, especially when a person is speaking about their business like an elevator pitch. You got a quick few minutes to get the point across, or you lost them.
Mm-hmm.
Now I had started to notice that I was losing clients because of my first sergeant directness. So I said, oh, I got to change this. So I reached out and I Googled Toastmasters near me. And I found Toastmasters of Centerville.
Mm-hmm.
The next week I went there to Toastmasters of Centerville to their meeting, and I was overwhelmed with how well and organized things was going and how everybody felt like it was a team, etc. Because I'm a team fanatic.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, okay, I'm all in. Toastmasters started to teach me that way of way of delivering what I wanted to deliver in a way that was amusing to the norm of people.
Mm-hmm.
Over the years, it being a Toastmaster member, I've learned so much. I enjoy going to meetings because every time I'm at a meeting, I always learn something. I'm an avid learner and I'm a lifelong learner. I have this saying, I say that education is not a destination, it's a journey.
Yes.
So we got to continue to, educate ourselves. And at $60 per month, I mean, per 6 months, that is way, way, way less than average public speaking tuition. So
Yes.
I'm all in. I'm gonna pay up every time automatically because I'm still learning. I'm still enjoying Toastmasters. And each time that I had those leadership roles, I always expand my network. I expand who I know. We can't do anything alone. Everyone,
Right.
yeah, together everyone achieves more. Team.
Yeah.
So
Well, that's awesome. That's awesome. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
yeah, so
You flowing, brother. You flowing.
being vice president of public relations, then going into um, club president, into area director, and now division director. I'm enjoying it because it's each level is giving me much more I could put into my tool bag.
Yeah. Yeah, I love it. You know, that track that you just mentioned, as I was looking at it, is the exact same track that I went through at Toastmasters, starting as a member, then VPPR, then club president, area director, and now division director. And it is really a fun journey. I've always wanted to be a Toastmaster, but my previous job had me so busy, I just didn't really have time. But as I've learned, a lot of times you just got to make the time. The time is there. You just got to say, okay, this is something that I'm really going to make a commitment to. How long did it take for you to make the adjustment from being direct? And I'm assuming that's because of, your background in the military service. Why go zigzag when you can go straight there? I
Yep.
was brought up that way as well, but not in the military. How long did it take? How many customers? I heard you say you lost some customers. How long did it take before you started losing customers, that you realized that you needed to do something different? And how long, most importantly, did it take in your Toastmasters journey to turn that curve? Because I'm still learning that curve.
So initially, when I first started to notice, hey, I lost this customer because of my delivery. I had a conversation with him because I was taught this thing, and I used to teach it to a lot of my NCOs and officers in the military, was after action review. You got to always go back and review what took place, what went well, what went wrong, and how you can add 3 things to make it better.
Mm-hmm.
So when I lost those particular contracts where I thought, hey, this was being a good piece of money, I went back and I said, okay, what happened? The reason they did not choose Sada Enterprise.
Mm.
So I went back and I had a conversation with them, and our organization, we like to be people oriented and friendly and all that. So to me, that was underwritten message that I wasn't people oriented and friendly. and that was enough to make me say, hey, I got to go do something different. Because if you want different results, you have to do something different.
Yeah.
Now, moving forward in Toastmasters, I think it might have been about 1 to 2 years before I was able to say that, hey, yeah, I did need this.
Wow.
I needed this transition.
But that comes after quite a few years of serving the military, right?
Yeah.
So you can't expect to change something in 6 months when you've been in the service for 20 something years. It doesn't just drop off. So that makes perfect sense. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I started to really dive in with Toastmasters because I saw it was a plus for me and for my personal growth. It was a plus for me in my communication. It was a plus for me in my leadership. And I saw that I could make this happen, by participating and volunteering in something bigger than myself, like selfless service. So I said, I give something and then I'll get something in return. And just it happens just that way,
Yeah.
And that's why sometimes I would say, hey, yes, even if I know I got to do some time blocking just to make it all happen, because I know I'm going to get something out of it.
Yeah, very good. We are talking to distinguished Toastmaster Larry. Larry is the division director for Division C.
Yes.
C. Okay, exactly. And you're going to be doing a presentation, which is going to be absolutely phenomenal at our Toastmasters conference, which is coming up, our spring conference. This is District 14's ConnectCon, and you're listening and watching, depending upon what you're doing, to Toastcast. Toastcast is the official podcast partner for the ConnectCon, and I'm excited to have distinguished Toastmaster Larry on with us today. So tell us about the distinguished part of being a Toastmaster. That's something that most people, they strive to do that. Did it take years to do that? Did it take, obviously it can't take months, but how many years, if so? And what's the difference between a Toastmaster? It's kind of like a 2-part question. The difference between a Toastmaster and a distinguished Toastmaster. That's question 1. And number 2, is it true that if you have distinguished Toastmaster next to your name, then you get more money when you're doing these speaking situations? Is that true, or is that false? Is that a dream? Tell us about it.
All righty. So with that Toastmaster journey, it took me 4.5 to almost 5 years to get distinguished Toastmaster, because there are a series of things that you have to do at multiple levels, the club level and the district level. You have to serve in some jobs and roles, and those roles are pretty much a year long in its capacity. So I just took the checklist. I saw what it takes. DTM is the premier award given to all Toastmasters. Once they do several things, it's like the pinnacle. So I took that just like I did my military career. I put the checklist in plain sight and plain view on my desk or somewhere in the area. Said, "Hey, here's the task that I have to do to get there."
Mm-hmm.
So I started checking the blocks, and along the way, I had when going to some of these speaking events, I had started to meet a lot of people that was speaking on the same stage I was speaking on, that had the credentials of distinguished Toastmaster. And I share a story with you. One of these gentlemen, he pulled me to the side and he said, "Look," he said, "I'm looking at your bio, and you are a Toastmaster." And yeah. So he said, "Me too." And he like punched me in the chest. He said, "Me too." And he said, "Let me share this with you." He said, "I want you," yes. He said, "I want you to go look at most people like at Speaker Hub.
Mm-hmm.
He said, look at what their bios read and how they do their speaking. He said, I want you to start at $25,000 speaking gigs.
Mm.
So I went and did the research because I'm a student for life.
Right. Right.
I went and did the research, and almost everyone that I dug into, either they was a distinguished Toastmaster, or either they did a TED Talk, or they have something to say that they reached the pinnacle in public speaking organizations. So I dived in a little deeper. I went to LinkedIn. I started looking at LinkedIn to show, hey, distinguished Toastmaster, and all these people pulled up. And and I went and looked at their profile pages and their media kits. They too DTM.
Mm-hmm.
And they were varying the salaries that they were charging based off of they had reached the pinnacle in these public
Right.
speaking organizations. So that
Mm-hmm.
so I said, okay, let me try this. So
Love it.
once I got my DTM, I went and I advertised that I am a distinguished Toastmaster in the International Speaking Club. Is how you word it too.
Mm.
In an international speaking
Nuggets. Good nuggets you dropping right now. Good nuggets.
club.
Keep going.
And then I just threw an astronomical number out there, dollar figure.
Mm-hmm. I know.
Came back approved, no problem.
Wow.
So guess what?
Wow.
There's another check, another block completed that I say, hey, being a Toastmaster was well worth it and continues to be well worth it. So I call to action to anyone that's listening to this that's not a Toastmaster and they want to improve in personal growth. I call to action: go find your Toastmaster club and join that Toastmaster club. You will be in the position to make yourself better.
That's a perfect way to wrap it up, bro. I mean, I really can't ask for anything other than what you just said. As a future distinguished Toastmaster, I'm still a little ways away. I'm probably about a year out, but it's definitely coming. But yeah, that was very inspiring, brother. Very inspiring story. So you said the name of your company is called SATA?
SATA Enterprise
SATA. And
Incorporated.
tell us about that before we wrap. What kind of company is that? And how did you come up with the name?
So I came up with the name. The letters SADA is my kids' initial from oldest to youngest: Sharika,
Ah,
Ashley, Devante, and Ayana.
love
So
it. Love that. Yes.
I had the idea of starting a family business that will carry out, hopefully, through multiple generations. So we started out in entertainment. Started this company back in Texas. The first name was Big Mac Entertainment. Big Mac was
Okay, Big Mac.
so the holding company has always been SADA,
Okay.
and there's multiple LLCs and DBAs that fall up under that. I
Mm.
have Red Carpet, I have DJing, business consulting, I have photography, I have registered agents, I have notary, I have graphics, I have uh, seminars, I have several different things that will merge entertainment with business.
Right.
And we also have a nonprofit foundation in Marine, Mississippi, the Wise Counsel Foundation Incorporated, where there are all students are not college material. So
Mm-hmm.
those students that are not college material, someone have to mentor them in order to keep our communities safe and to keep our communities thriving. So the Wise Counsel Foundation's mission is mentoring the next generation. What we
Awesome.
do is we ensure that those students, let's say for instance, I'll give you a quick stat.
Mm-hmm.
A few years ago in Marine, Mississippi, there were about 30% of all the the high school graduating students that even went on to college.
Mm.
That other 70% was left without a plan.
Mm-hmm.
And that is really what drove our focus to start this foundation, was to say, hey, we can get them into trade school. HVAC is a never-ending job. Cosmetology is a never-ending job. These type of mechanic, auto mechanics, and all these, they don't have to go to college to pursue those careers, and they are promising profitable careers. So we get
Mm-hmm.
them hooked up with all these different agencies that's in the local area that will give them an opportunity, and we'll provide the tuition assistance to them, and we'll be with them every step of the way until they graduate. Now, in our stats, there are a lot of students that went on to start businesses, and that's what we like doing at Sada Enterprise. We like merging business with entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
So we give them an outlet so that they won't be on the streets committing crimes and losing their self into the woes of the city, of the community.
Yeah. Wow. That's awesome, brother. Congratulations. I knew of some of that stuff, but I didn't know all those different avenues that you have. I hear some people say focus on one thing, and I've never been that type of person. I believe in multiple streams of income, and it sounds like you got multiple streams of income, but you're also giving back to the community through your foundation, which I applaud you on that, brother. So much respect. How can people reach you if they want to get a hold of you about one of those services that you offered? Of course, your presentation is coming up, just so we can go back and make sure that Ty stays happy. This is all about Toastmasters District 14 Conference, April 25th and 26th in Peachtree City. This is one of our distinguished Toastmasters, Larry, who is going to be presenting on the media kit that you want to put together. It sounds like it's going to be an awesome situation. Larry, how can people reach you, my brother?
You can always reach me through my website, larry-mcclelland.com, or you can reach me on my
Could you spell that, Larry? Could you spell that out for everybody, please?
Yes, LARRY hyphen McClelland.com.
Awesome. That's for my dyslexic brothers and sisters out there. That's me too. So yeah, that's awesome. And an email or anything like that, or just should they just go to the website, which is probably the best thing to do, right?
Yeah, the website is the best thing to do. And then if they go down to contact us, they can always get anything and everything, and avenues to other endeavors.
Awesome, man. This has been quite enjoyable, my brother. I always see you, as I said, at some of the Toastmaster meeting clubs. Very professional, somewhat reserved sometimes, but it sounds like if you're doing DJing and all of that stuff, I guess maybe that's just keeping your composure at Toastmasters. But if you're doing these DJing parties and stuff, you obviously have multiple sides of the distinguished Toastmaster, Mr. Larry. So thank you, man, for being on today. This is Toastcast, and we look forward to seeing you at the District 14 Conference, April 25th and 26th. It's going to be amazing. Appreciate you, bro.
All right. Thank you.